So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a tense week this week coming up, June 10th through the 16th, out there in the skies, thanks to Mars and Pluto. Mars, of course, is on its shadow side when it makes a tough aspect, like a square. It can be impulsive, it can be frustrated, it can be irritated, and it can be angry, right? Especially when it's in the sign of Taurus, right? Taurus is that stubborn sign of the bull, right? And when you've got that irritated energy stuck in that sign of Taurus, making a tough aspect to that controlling planet of Pluto that is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius, trying to break free, trying to get out of the old ruts that hold us back, right? It's trying to transform life and bring in all this new energy. And then you've got that irritating energy of Mars that's stuck in Taurus that likes things to stay the same in a comfort zone. They clash this week. And you can see where this brings up all of this energy of, I want things to stay the same, that the way they've always been. And then there's this other side that's like, I'm ready to break free and do something new. And there's that dynamic that happens between the two. So we kind of put this over the top of various areas in life. Maybe you're going to be finding this week that work is stuck in the old way of trying to do things. They're trying to handle problems in the same old way. You're finding that, maybe there's some older folks that are at work that should be retired, that are pushing their old agenda with things that just don't work anymore. And it's frustrating, right? Because that Pluto and Aquarius energy is like, we're ready for change. We're ready to move into this century. And then there's that energy that's keeping us stuck and behind. That's just in work. But this can happen in relationships. Maybe you're finding there's comfort zones in relationships. Things that maybe used to work. Mars is getting irritated and frustrated that those things aren't working anymore, right? They're ready for change. They're ready for new beginnings in this relationship. And you may find that that reaches ahead and there's irritations that come to a building point this week as a result in relationships, whether that's romantic or work partnerships, friendships, you name it, right? There's that energy that's just going to make it for an irritating week. And we just got to be aware of it, right? Just because these energies are happening doesn't mean that we're like a slave to it. We can make them work in our favor, right? And how do we make that? How do we look at the positive side of all of this, right? It's about breaking free out of our comfort zones that are holding us back, right? So maybe we're going to take this opportunity to see those irritating things that come up and go, why is this irritating me? What is it pushing me to do? Where am I stuck in an old way of thinking, an old way of being? Because remember, we're coming out of this energy of the Gemini new moon. We are in Gemini season, so it's a lot about our thought process, how we communicate those thoughts to others, how we learn things, how we process things. All of that is already kind of the underlying current of the energy now. So how are our thoughts creating our reality? How are the thoughts in our mind coming out, and how are we communicating to those people that need to hear it? Maybe that's something that comes to the surface this week as well, too, in that process. Maybe it's a matter of recognizing and realizing those limiting beliefs inside of yourself this week, and you're frustrated because things are staying the same and they're not changing and nothing is moving and shaking and doing what you want it to do. And then maybe this week is a way of going, okay, what is it that I need to do to make the change for the future? That's what that Pluto in Aquarius squaring up against that Mars, which is our feet moving forward, in Taurus, which is about the current situation. How can I change my current situation? What do I need to do different? And because we're in this Gemini area right now in the skies, it all comes down to our thought process, how we see that, how we communicate that. Who do you need to talk to about these things, right? Maybe you're trying to make some changes in relationship. How are you going to have that communication, right, with the person that matters most? Maybe you're trying to create a change in your life. Change, of course, with Mars in Taurus, which is a sign that deals with finances. Maybe you're trying to make a change in your finances. with all of this energy in Gemini, it's about the people that you surround yourself with, the community that you surround yourself with. So if you're trying to make a change in your finances, maybe Mars is giving you that push to make the change with the community that's around you. How can you reach out? Maybe you can communicate to those people and say, hey, I need to make a change. I need some help. Do you know of a job that might be changing? Do you know of some kind of thing? Maybe it's a situation where there's a side hustle type thing you want to be doing too. What kind of comfort zone can you get yourself out of to do that, right? Know that the energy is really strong right now, especially with Jupiter, that planet of luck. If you want to network yourself in a community that is online, Jupiter is going to bring you lucky breaks and opportunity if you have the courage to get yourself out there. So if you're looking to make those changes, if you're looking to make things different, this is a time to do it, right? But it's a frustrating week. And I always say when things are needling at us and frustrating at us, it's because change is on the way. And we have to go through these uncomfortable times in order to say, I don't want to feel this uncomfortable feeling anymore. I want to make a change. What do I need to do it? So there are ways to use it in a constructive, positive way. If anger is at a height, if bottled up anger comes out and it just erupts this week, don't be surprised. It's just the energy of this, right? We're going into the full moon. Everything reaches ahead at a full moon. That is next week. So just know that these energies aren't working against you. They technically can work for you. It's just a matter of communication, right? And if it's something where it's just so much erratic energy that's inside of you and you know you're just irritated, take that other Taurus side of it, right? Mars tells us what to do. And when it's in the sign of Taurus, it's about grounding ourselves. It's about practical energy. So maybe just getting outside for a little bit if the energy is a little bit too much for you, walking around barefoot, grounding yourself, whatever it is that helps you to feel a little bit more grounded and down to earth, that'll help you through this really weird, frustrating week, right? Absolutely. So pretty much that's the main aspect this week. We have no aspects, which is actually an interesting thing because the moon's always contacting something, right? This week on Saturday, the 15th, there's actually no aspects happening planetary wise. So I think that's going to be a really chill ending to such a frustrating energy of the actual week. So use that in a constructive way. Take a breather, take a break. And pretty much that's everything for this week out there in the skies. So be sure to watch for other videos on what's coming up and have a great week. Thanks.